Downy woodpeckers and hairy woodpeckers, the bane of most birders in the United States. These two species are infuriatingly hard to tell apart, especially in the field with only a quick glance. The good news is that there are 5 solid ways of differentiating between a downy and a hairy, and in this video, we will be going over all of them. Tip number 1. The size. Size is the first thing I look for when I see a black and white woodpecker. Downy woodpeckers are about 2/3 the size of a hairy woodpecker. Downies are around 5 to 6.5 inches in length, while hairies are 7 to 10 inches in length. To help remember this, Audubon says to use other birds as references. Downy woodpeckers are around the size of a house sparrow, while hairy woodpeckers are robin-sized. Tip number 2. The beak. After looking at the overall size of the woodpecker, I look at the beak on the bird. Downy woodpeckers have a very small beak, while hairy woodpeckers have a beak length that is almost as long as the rest of their head. However, the size difference can be hard to tell apart from long distance or just with a quick glance, so be careful when solely using this tip. Tip number 3. The outer tail feathers. While beak and body size are suggestive and can lead people to misidentify these two woodpeckers, this tip is 100% of the time accurate. Downy woodpeckers have black spots on their outer tail feathers, while hairy woodpeckers have all white outer tail feathers. This tip does have a drawback though, as these spots, or lack thereof, are very small and can be hard to see out in the field. Tip number 4. The red patch. While female downy and hairy woodpeckers are all black and white, the males of both species have red patches on the back of their heads. Male downy woodpeckers always have one solid red patch, while male hairy woodpeckers usually, though not always, have a black line running down the middle of the patch. Tip number 5. The sound. Sound is by far the best way to differentiate between the two species, as these two woodpeckers are very vocal. Both species of woodpeckers have 2 main calls, a short single note and a whinny. Let's go over the difference in the single note calls first. This call for the downy is very high and sounds like pick. Here is the call. Now compare this with a hairy single note call, which is a lot lower and sounds like peak. Now for the whinny. A downy's whinny starts off very high and ends on a lower pitch than when it first started. A hairy's whinny, however, starts lower and stays on the same pitch the whole time. If you found any of these identification tips helpful, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.